Hey everyone, hey, this is Theresa, one of the co-hosts of the podcast Three Voices Unfiltered. I'm coming to you today to show you all of the ingredients that I use to make my famous macaroni and cheese. You'll see right here are the cheeses. I use Colby Jack cheese, I use sharp cheddar cheese, I use a 5 Italian blend style cheese, I use Gouda, I use Cavatappi pasta because I do not want to use elbow this time. You'll see some sour cream, some whole milk. I use unsalted butter. And here are my seasonings. I use some black pepper, pink Himalayan salt. I use garlic powder. And yes, I use garlic powder in almost all of the savory dishes that I prepare. Here's the chicken seasoning that I use. I use that when I'm boiling my pasta. And then I'll use some parsley and some smoked paprika sprinkled on top to give it a nice color. Not so much texture, but color. There is one ingredient that I forgot to show you that I will be using, and that is 1 can of evaporated milk. So we're beginning our cooking process. Here you'll see inside my pot is water. I didn't measure the water. I don't know how much water I put in there, but I put some water in there. The chicken seasoning that I was telling you about is in there as well. So what we'll do is once this comes to a boil, we will add our pasta and let that cook until tender. All right, you guys, the pasta is done. So we'll take this from the stove and we'll rinse it off really good and get ready to prepare the cheese sauce. Okay, now it's time for me to prepare my cheese sauce. So I'm going to put my evaporated milk and my whole milk in the pot. I'm going to add a half a stick of butter because I don't want it to be too greasy. Pepper, I'm going to add my salt, add all that salt. I'm going to get a spoon for the garlic powder because I love garlic powder. And I had a little bit of that chicken seasoning left when I boiled the pasta, so I'm going to go ahead and add that as well. Alright, so we're going to wait until that comes to a simmer, stirring it. Now that the butter has pretty much melted with the milk and the seasonings, I'm going to go ahead and add sour cream. This is going to be so yummy, guys, so creamy. Stir that around, stir that around, stir it around. So I'm going to turn my fire down to a medium simmer because we don't want any of this milk scorching at the bottom. Keep stirring. This is thickening a little bit. Now it's time to add the cheeses. Half of this cheese, all these cheeses are added. So half the Colby Jack, half of the cheddar, and half of the 5 Italian stock. And I'm going to take that and I'm going to put it in this cream sauce. Look at that. Woo! I'm going to go ahead and add half the Gouda. Let that melt down. Okay, alright, that looks good. I'm going to start adding the pasta. I'm not going to put it all at one time. Let me stir it. Alright, so let's add a little bit more. The pasta and the cream sauce have been combined. While off camera, I did use the rest of the pasta that I boiled. And I also added a little bit more sharp cheddar cheese and the remaining seasonings that I had. I also prepared the casserole dish that I'll be using to bake. I'm going to turn off the stove, stir it one more time, and then I'm going to go ahead and start adding my pasta. And how I do it is I will line the bottom of this baking dish with the mixture. And that's probably about half. I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to take half of the rest of this cheese mixture, sprinkle it on top of the first layer of pasta. Same thing with the Gouda. Make sure that this is evenly spread out. And let's go ahead and get the rest of the pasta in the baking dish. And for those of you who are concerned with me using this metal spoon, I'd rather use the metal spoon than use the plastic. That's just me. We have a little bit left over, and that's okay, because I just don't want to overwhelm the casserole dish. Yes, looks good. We're going to take the rest of the cheese and we're going to add it to the top. Just evenly spread it on the top. Oh my goodness, the cheese is on there. I clean as I go, so let me wipe up this stove because I don't want to look at this stuff. I can't stand it. I don't want to look at it. This is what it looks like. Yummy. Now for the final touches. For me, what I do is I'll take a little bit of the smoked paprika and I'll sprinkle it just a little bit on the top, just to give it some color, just a little bit. I sprinkle a little bit of parsley. I've even used Italian seasoning, but just a little bit. There we go. I'm going to put this casserole in the oven at 375 degrees, and I will check it in about 30 minutes, and then every probably 10 minutes after that to make sure that it's done. This is what the macaroni and cheese looks like with the top on after cooking for 30 minutes. And look at it with the top on. I'm going to put it back in the oven probably for another 10-15 minutes with the top off to let it get just a little bit more brown at the top and cook a little bit more on the inside. Okay. The finished product, the perfect tasty macaroni and cheese using Cavatappi pasta. I can't wait for the ladies to taste it.